So how to overcome social anxiety by finding meaning in life, finding purpose. Don't know if any of you have heard of that book. You probably have heard of it, Man's Search for Meaning. That is a great book because it comes from such a powerful story about Viktor Frankl, who was in a terrible, torturous place in Auschwitz, in the camps. And most people around him died, and he survived that. And in his account, he attributes that getting through that situation because he found meaning, he found purpose. He uses the word logos, and that story resonates with so many people, and it resonated with me because that's what I did in my life. Obviously, I didn't go through what he did. Most of us didn't. Right? Big respect to anybody who did, or anybody's parents or grandparents, but we've all been through suffering in our own life in our own way. And I've been, really depressed and having suicidal thoughts years ago. And it was in that place that it drove me to find something outside of myself. I would say God, I would say faith, and I would say the help of good people in life, Les Brown being one. My father helped me a lot in my life. Floyd helped me, a friend. And later on, a lot of you helped me. And I helped myself by helping others and helping me and meeting a great girlfriend at the time. So the reason why I say this, because I did a short video a while back, and one of you, it felt great. You said you really loved the video. It was just a short little 60-second video that I filmed around central London when I was washing my clothes. And I basically said that, for everybody suffering with social anxiety, right, I've been there, you need a reason to face it. You need a purpose, because it's such a difficult thing to bring yourself to confront that if you don't have a reason, then your human nature is going to kick in and you probably won't do it. And I'll try and explain that. I know you guys are smart and you probably get what I'm saying, but just in case someone doesn't, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying it, by the way. I'm sure you guessed by now what I do, or something close. I'm a teacher, I'm a confidence coach. I help men to overcome their anxieties, improve them, in many areas of life. So your human nature will kick in and it will say something like this: I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. I don't want to get awkward in front of people. Eye contact isn't going to be comfortable. What if I run out of things to say? What if I start stuttering? What if people don't like me? What if they misunderstand me? What if it's awkward? What if all these sorts of negative thoughts will come in. And if you're not strong-minded, for the most part, even if you're able to kind of face your social anxiety a little bit, eventually it's going to break you down. But when you have a purpose in your life, it really is a long-lasting thing. So obviously, I can't tell you guys to live exactly like I live, right? You're an individual. I can explain how I did it. My purpose was what I'm doing now, was confidence coaching. I always had a passion to help people from when I was younger. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't exactly know if it was life coaching, dating coaching. So it took some time. But once I started doing it, I think the first client I ever worked with, guys, years ago, that I started to help, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And it gave me confidence. It gave me confidence because I could see that I was able to give somebody else confidence, and I was able to really help them to get through the difficulty that they were going through. And I just could feel the connection with what I was doing, and the person was so grateful. And when I first started, I didn't even charge anything, right? Because I was starting out. I think that was quite an admirable thing to do. And the guy was so happy. He's like, I want to pay you, please take the money. I was a bit uncomfortable about taking the money when I first started, right? I come from a business background. So these were all new to me. But obviously over time I got comfortable, I got skilled, and then I started to charge, etc. So for me, I had terrible social anxiety, just as bad as any of you, 100% just as bad, even though some of you may not believe that. Some of you will know that. I had it so bad, but my purpose, my vision, my passion to help other people at some point was bigger than my passion and my desire to help other people. My drive, my motivation was stronger than my fears, my anxieties and my social phobia. And that's how I succeeded. So that propelled me, not overnight, but gradually, to go out and do public speaking, and to hire a room and to teach, to do one-on-one coaching, to do group coaching. All this was in person. I end up coaching people from all around the world. People fly, still today, it's amazing. People fly from America, Greece, all around the world, Asia, Europe, Africa. People fly all around the world to come and work with me in person on my 6 weeks program, a weekend program. So that's how far I came. You know, I went on first dates, business meetings. You know, I wasn't naturally outgoing. I'm still not naturally an outgoing person, but I had to work at it and train. And the purpose was so rewarding that it just kept giving me a bit more confidence, a bit more confidence. So going back to Viktor Frankl's story in that book, in that title, which is a beautiful title, Man's Search for Meaning. And, you know, I understand enough that he didn't just mean that for men, even though it's Man's Search for Meaning. That is exactly the same principles for women or for a woman. So I'm not excluding women on this channel. I've never done that, right? No one's ever said I've done that anyway, but I'm just making a point in case you're new. Although I primarily teach men, I'm happy that any of my videos on YouTube can help women. And I've had messages from women saying that your work changed my life. Even though it's saying that men's problems, I had some of the problems and it helped me with my anxiety, right? Because anxiety doesn't care whether you're a man or a woman. It just comes on. So when I heard that story many years later, you know, you start thinking about your life, because when you're in your life, it's Sylvester Stallone said it, it's been the same for me. He said, when I was doing the Rocky movies and succeeding, I was never there because I was so in the moment, enjoying it. You can't really take it in, but it was only years later when you could look back at it, the success, and really take in, you can go, wow, that was amazing what I was part of. That was the same for me with my business and the journey. When I could actually sit down and just really look at how far I've come, I could go, that was amazing. And that's when I realized I'm not the only one. There were hundreds of people telling this similar story, which is great, inspiring people. But that story connected with me, and so many of my clients it connects with, and that's really what it was. I was a man searching for meaning on this earth, and that's why I was in so much pain and anxiety when I found it. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, oh, okay, I found meaning and all my problems went. They didn't all go, but my life was a million times better, and it's still been brilliant. And a lot of my problems, some did go away, some reduced, some I could manage and continue living. And that's a great deal. I'm not going to argue with it. So if you're really going for a stage at the moment where you're thinking, this social anxiety is just destroying me, man. Like, how am I going to get past it? I can't get myself. See, one of the biggest frustrations my clients have and have had, and I had, is they're frustrated at themselves that they can't seem to find the courage to go and do a program, or come to a Phyllis event, or seek help, or go to a group meeting, or go on that date, or ask that woman out, or go and meet a group of friends when they invite you, or to go to a family wedding or a gathering, just to put themselves out. So that's what I done, guys, systematically. I can tell you hand on heart, anyone can do this. And I really mean that, because if I can do it, I know anybody else can, because I was no less more scared and terrified than you were. But I found that meaning, and I didn't even know at that time, intellectually, on some level, what I know now. Obviously, I can look back now, look back at my life and see. So that's something that, I mean, I'm not saying that when I sit down and do client sessions, I don't sit there on the first session and go, right, I'm going to help you search for meaning. Like, I don't always say that. That's not always an appropriate thing to say. Like, I'll say it if it's appropriate, but that's what happens in the end with most of my clients. I help them to help themselves, and I help them to build the tools, whether it's the business skills, the social skills, life skills, dating skills, so they can then go out and apply those skills and tools that they've learned from me and things that they've learned from others and what they've read, put it together in their own intuition, their own touch, and make it happen. So it is a lot easier, believe me. It's almost like a trick of the mind. It's like reverse psychology. If you go into situations with bad social anxiety and you don't have a clear purpose, it's really hard. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it feels all over the gaff. It feels all over the place. When you've got meaning, you're like, I know why I'm going to that event. And there's a bigger meaning. And like I said, it's a bit different for everyone. So I've said it before, business gave me the why to get out of my arse and get in those social situations that I dare not to before. It got me on dates, it got me doing the YouTube, it got me doing the events. I made friends, I've met people from all around the world, I really have. That's no exaggeration. Literally, so many different people. Pretty much every month I get a new client that comes and does the weekend program that's from abroad. It's amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. Nothing's stopping you guys and girls from doing that in your own life, whatever that may be. And I've seen it. I'm not going to mention names, right? I follow quite a lot of people on YouTube and they've had social anxiety. They've told me, or I've heard them say it. I've watched them grow. It's amazing. I've watched their business grow, their channel, because they found meaning in their life. That meaning was bigger than their fears. Their fear of what other people think and, you know, fears of getting awkward or whatever. Now they're flying, they're growing, they're getting more confident. So that's the best thing I could tell anyone. That's a part of my story. And obviously, if you feel like you really need to connect with that story, then go read the book. I don't usually recommend books for people, but in this occasion, I would recommend that book. It is a great read. It has got great principles in it. It's about love, it's about faith, it's about being a good person, about getting through difficult things. And there's many other people that have told that story, and it's great. It never really gets boring. But it would be great if you could have your version of that story by finding meaning. And it's easier. Now, I've worked with quite a lot of clients at the moment, and they've done this. They're doing amazing. One of my clients at the moment, he has social anxiety. He's overcoming it, and his purpose and his meaning is to do something similar to what I'm doing. He's doing great. It's to go and coach and teach people. He's got a real passion. He's going to do amazing. So he's gone out. He's done my programs, business program coaching. He's done public speaking. He's done comedy club. He's done dates. He's met, more time with family, friends. He's traveling. He's really living the dream, man. Living fearlessly, which is amazing. So that should be enough encouragement to motivate you guys off your backside to go out and follow your heart. And with social anxiety, there's a lot to face. And all of it requires having a conversation with one other person or a group of people. And that will include sometimes your family members, sometimes your friends, your work colleagues, or your mentor, your new mentor, or just the everyday Joe Blogs when you're going for a coffee or buying your groceries. It's just extending yourself, making yourself more extroverted and going through the emotional suffering, the tension, the awkwardness, so you can grow stronger, come out the other side and be better. So I'll leave it on that note. So that is a much deeper message on how you overcome this thing. If you got a lot out of this, let me know in the box below. If you've read the book or you've read any other stories or you've got that from my story or somebody else's, let me know in the box below. I like to hear success stories, and it's great especially for me as a coach who was a natural introverted, shy person, and I really worked at becoming, more confident through experience, through sheer work ethic, building habits, etc. It's great to hear other people's perspective. And let me know if this video has inspired you, all right? I'll speak to you soon. Like, share, subscribe. And if you ever need any help, any coaching, I do it Zoom coaching online. I do in-person coaching. Just send me an email and then we can go from there. I can have a chat with you and see if you're right for my coaching. I'm the right person to help you, all right? I'll speak to you guys soon. Fearless.